It's bizarre, and they do seem to do it, but it's not a blueprint for success, is it? Here's Fernandez, though, as they look to strike back. Wan-Bissaka wearing gloves on a not particularly chilly Manchester day. Here's McTominay, and ball is lost in midfield. It comes off Rashford, and suddenly Mo Salah is on his way. It's Salah gliding forward. He's bundled over, but Anthony Taylor saw nothing wrong with that challenge, and he was well placed. And United counter. This is a thrilling game. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Can he have an early impact? He's been blocked and tackled there by Ibrahima Konate. That'll please him enormously. Salah again is on the rampage at the other end. He's got Jota in the middle. Mo Salah shoots, goes for the near post, and uncharacteristically for him gets it all wrong, really. He's screwed it beyond the post, but my goodness me, what a breathless opening 9 minutes we've had.
It certainly has been, and to be honest, he was offside, I think, initially from that one. Maybe that's the reason why he done what he done, but that ball was taken off Ronaldo far too easily. He's looking for a foul on the floor. Just get up and just get the ball back and then argue. That's what I would say to someone like Ronaldo. Harry Maguire's trying to speak on his behalf, but they've got it all wrong at the moment. They're breaking forward like a team, it's like a school game at the moment in time. You know, it's like a rush forward, lose the ball, and you leave everything open at the back. If I'm David De Gea, I'd walk off. I'd go and strike. I want help. I need people around me to organise.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've just seen a replay of the goal, and Salah's movement is incredible. He actually looks offside, but isn't, because he's timed it so well, and I'm convinced the United defenders probably thought he was off. But a fantastic piece of movement. Wild swing forward by Mason Greenwood is gathered by Alisson. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's off his seat already as United come forward. This is Rashford. Rashford shoots, and it's not far away. Good effort from Marcus Rashford, who will celebrate his 24th birthday a week today. He drove forward and he struck it low. Alisson, I think, had it covered, and it just whistled past the post.
Yeah, again, that was just another kind of counter-attack off a poor pass by Keita, given away quite cheaply, and he's just rebounded, but he had to shoot from that distance because there was nothing else in front of him.
Here's Jota. It's absolutely a game you can't take your eyes off at the moment. You can do now because the ball's gone out of play. Don't forget you can talk to us via Twitter at TalkSport Live. We'll read out the best ones. Carol is with us as ever in Florida, enjoying a midday brunch. Thanks for the commentary. Should be a cracker. I know you're a City fan, aren't you? So you're probably happy that United are behind. Enjoy the bacon and pancakes and blueberries over there in Florida. Here's Salah again. But he's not just a scorer, he's a provider as well. And we mentioned he probably is the world's best player at the moment. And that assist was an excellent one for Naby Keita, who took his goal really well. Eden Hazard. I know it's rare for a Chelsea fan to ask for a favour from Manchester United, but would you please at least draw with Liverpool? Kind regards, that's Joe from Massachusetts. Well, yeah, Chelsea will stay top whatever happens, but obviously that tells you that Chelsea fans are far more worried about what Liverpool are going to do than what Manchester United are going to do at the moment, and understandably so. Long ball forward by Mason Greenwood. It's headed away by Van Dijk. McTominay and Fred combine to hoof the ball up towards Rashford, who's chasing the ball, but Alisson plays it expertly out of the area to James Milner. Here's Jordan Henderson. Salah is out wide on the right hand side. This is Alexander-Arnold. And the game has finally calmed down, really. 12 minutes into it, we had end-to-end stuff, a goal early. Here's Henderson driving through midfield. Salah with a lovely little touch away to Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. He drifts in from that flank and finds Jota. Jota to Milner. Milner to Robertson. Good football by Liverpool, but spoilt rather by Robertson's through ball, which is intercepted by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And it's a throw into Liverpool, which they take quickly. Here's Roberto Firmino, who extraordinarily has seen all of his last 12 goals for Liverpool, including the 3 at Watford. come away from home. Ball clipped forward towards Jota. Maguire gets in a bit of a tangle. Naby Keita wins the ball. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a tap-in for Jota, and it's 2-0 Liverpool. And that all started with an error by Harry Maguire on the edge of his own penalty area. Keita, who got the first goal, won the ball, found Trent Alexander-Arnold. His ball across goal, and Diogo Jota was quicker to react than anyone else, has jabbed the ball into the roof of the net, and after 13 minutes it's Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2.
That is absolutely shocking, that was. I don't know what Luke Shaw is doing. Maguire wasn't in the best position. He's had to turn his back to swing round to get his right foot round when he should use his left foot, and Luke Shaw has overcovered. I really don't know what is going on there. All you got to do is talk to people, tell them where you are, or if anything, say nothing, stay away, or if you can, or just shout, "Your ball, Harry, your ball, deal with it." And they haven't done it. Lack of communication. 2-0 down, deserve to be 2-0 down.
Yeah, they do. That was horrendous defending. It really was. Harry Maguire is a defender who's played in a European Championship final not so long ago. Luke Shaw was there as well, and the two of them just got in such a mess. I think possibly, you're right, I was a little harsh on Maguire. It was, I think, Shaw's presence that unnerved him, and between the pair of them they just gifted possession to Liverpool, who were then immediately ruthless. So suddenly Old Trafford is pretty quiet, apart from a small section of Scousers who've made the short trip along the M62. They used to call it the East Lancs Road. It is a derby of sorts, both teams Lancashire based. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo, who's hardly been in the game, picks up the ball, plays it forward to Rashford. Rashford inside the area, no support for him at all, and he's run the ball straight into Jordan Henderson, who gets it away, and Canate will clear for Liverpool, and flick on by Jota. Diogo Jota has got his fourth goal of the season, and his fourth goal against Manchester United. He scored the last time these two teams met towards the end of last season here, when Liverpool won 4-2, and he's on target again. He's also scored a couple for Wolves in the past, I think, against United also. So he's been a thorn in their sides.
What a great signing he's been as well.
Yeah, he has. Absolutely.
Cheap, really, really cheap for an all-round player. Someone who's not guaranteed a place at the moment in time. But I just had that feeling he's always going to score goals. He's always going to be in and around. His movement is so good. I don't know if he's a wide player or a central player. I really don't know. But I saw him play for Wolves in the Championship on quite a few times, and he was absolutely incredible as a wide left player.
Great tweet here from Sternabil. It says, amazing to hear the commentary on the best player in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo must be really enjoying the opportunity to compete against the number one. And that's been captioned with a picture of Mohamed Salah. Manchester United have a corner and an opportunity to get something back in the game. Luke Shaw with an outswinger. Up goes Maguire. McTominay's there, tries to shoot, and the ball just wouldn't sit down for him, and his left foot volley has gone over the bar. But they need to get something sooner rather than later, don't they, Manchester United, or the game's going to get away from them. I don't know why, but we're being shown a graphic that proves that Diogo Jota was onside when he converted that. I mean, VAR didn't do anything, and it was a perfectly obvious goal that didn't need to be scrutinised, but people seem to like drawing lines across the screen these days. Absolutely no point in that. The game's been played for 3 minutes since it went in.
They're trying to remain relevant.
That's about as irrelevant as it gets, Paul.
The thing I like, I'm watching Milner and Henderson, players like two holding players with Keita in there, who's not an attacking player of sorts. He's got a change of pace compared to the other two, but they're playing it, and they're playing his holding roles with ball retention. Manchester United play it with players who run around like Sonic the Hedgehogs without achieving anything.
DC is with us. He says, please wish my son Zach an early 10th birthday. Hoping for a Manchester United win to help City solidify second place. Nice picture of Josh there with his dog. Happy birthday to you, my man. It was my daughter's 20th birthday yesterday, and my elder daughter's birthday is October the 31st, same as Marcus Rashford. Here's a ball forward which goes out of play, almost 18 minutes gone. JSS3, that's Arman Muntala, says, where did we go wrong with buying Maguire? What is the problem? It's clearly a problem that Maguire, he's made a few mistakes lately, hasn't he? Although I think, to be fair, they've made another mistake here. It's Firmino trying to get Keita in. United are absolutely shambolic. I'm going to use the word shambolic now at the back because they've done it time and time again. They just don't look secure, do they? And against a team like Liverpool, I mean, you're going to end up on the back end of a hiding if you defend like that against this lot. But here's Greenwood. It was a useful-looking ball towards Rashford. Fernandes, Ronaldo. Well, even he's off par at the moment. He scooped it with his right foot way over the crossbar. But back to the defending, Paul. I mean, they're going to be in the end of an embarrassing scoreline if they don't do something at the back, because it's shocking.
It is shocking. I do not know what Lindelof's thinking. If in doubt, you just kick it out, and then you start questioning people while the ball's out of play. Don't play a ball into the middle of the goal on the edge of the box, looking for Fred of all people to give it to him with someone right up behind him. That could have been 3-0. It maybe should have been 3-0. It's just absolutely shocking at this moment in time, and a game of this magnitude, and there's players out there who now don't want to be there, to be perfectly honest. Luke Shaw, in theory, I don't think anyone knows he's out there because he's playing the role of an invisible man. Marcus Rashford has had one shot because there was no one around him. He got caught in a cul-de-sac. He ran into a cul-de-sac, I should say, and what he needs really for him is to go across and occupy Alexander-Arnold. Stop him going forward. He's meant to be playing left-hand side. Occupy him. Stop the ball getting to him or stand on his toes, but it's not. Luke Shaw has been double-teamed. He's got Keita up against him, and if it's not Keita, it's Alexander-Arnold, and more importantly, he's got Mo Salah there as well. He's not dealing with it well at all.
There is a break in play because Naby Keita has picked up a bang on his calf and is hobbling slightly. I think he's going to be okay. Both teams have had 4 attempts on target. The difference is that 3 of Liverpool's have been on target and none of Manchester United's have. United's problems really lie at the back at the moment. Here's Shaw, and he finds Ronaldo. Must he be thinking? It hasn't exactly been a dream for him. He's got 6 goals in the previous 8 games, but the results haven't been what he would have hoped for or expected when he joined Manchester United. Rick Kitch is with us, getting some yard work done in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, and enjoying the commentary and enjoying Liverpool dominating the match. Keep the tweets coming. 21 minutes almost have gone. It's been a nightmare for Manchester United. Fell behind on 5 minutes to Naby Keita's well-taken goal, and it was followed by a tap-in from Diogo Jota, who's in the side for Sadio Mane today. Here's Rashford, though, who's scored on both of his appearances so far this season, having recovered from injury. Fred now to McTominay. McTominay clips it to Ronaldo, who finds Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka edge of the box to McTominay again. Liverpool have got plenty back. Square it goes to Fred. And now Shaw. United fans a little impatient with this build-up. Shaw's cross is headed away very comfortably by Konate. Back it comes, though, from McTominay. Ronaldo with the touch. Now Greenwood. McTominay again. Away towards Bruno Fernandes on the far side of the field. Can he produce a devastating ball? He plays a square one to McTominay. And United are booing because they're just not getting anywhere. Liverpool are just happy to sit there and keep the shape, and United can't get the ball into the final third. They might do here with Shaw. He's going to shoot, and he's not far away, actually. Decent effort off the left foot. Last goal, of course, came in the Champions of Europe final against Italy, and that one off target, but not by a huge amount.
If you're Liverpool, and if more importantly, if you're Jurgen Klopp, you're saying to your team, well defended, because what you've done is you forced the team to have a shot from 25 plus yards away. It has to be a hell of a shot with it wide open for him to score. He would say, past my goalkeeper. Alisson could see that ball all the way, so in theory he should be able to deal with it. He would call that good defending.
Yeah, it was good defending as en masse as a block. Definitely. We're at the midway point in the first half. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool looking as if they're going to extend their unbeaten run to a 19th match, and more importantly, pretty close to the leaders, Chelsea. That's a decent ball forward by Fred, but it's just taken away from Rashford by an interception from Konate. He's done pretty well, hasn't he, the tall Frenchman, who was a surprise inclusion from the start at the expense of Joel Matip.
What a stature he's got as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he?
He is, yes.
He looks comfortable on the ball as well, and his defending's been good. Here's Firmino finding Salah. Back to Firmino, trying to get the better of Harry Maguire. Flicks it back to Salah again. Edge of the area, edge of the pitch, I should say, on the far side. Now it's Jordan Henderson in centre midfield. He finds Van Dijk, and now it's Robertson. Milner will tuck in and pick it up now. Milner, who's, as I say, played in more of these games than anything. A slight mistake there by Liverpool, and Ronaldo is on his way. Looks to clip the ball. It's a header away again by Konate, who's done well. McTominay nods it towards Rashford, but forces him to run back towards the touchline to get possession. McTominay once more. Here's Shaw. Left foot chip ball, not a good one. Jota will clear for Liverpool. And once again, it's a familiar pattern. United trying to get some sort of decent delivery, and that isn't it at all from Rashford over on the far side, and Alisson collects, and the whistle is blown. I think there was another Liverpool player's gone down. It's James Milner, and he's shaking his head. He's 36 in January, James Milner. As I mentioned, it's 38th time he's played Manchester United. Scored 4 goals in that time for them, but he doesn't look comfortable. I say I didn't see what happened. He was chasing back during the initial error, and it looks as if his race is run, because Curtis Jones, who himself has missed a couple of games through injury but is now fit, looks as if he's going to come on in place of James Milner. Yeah, he stumbled and stuttered.
It's a hamstring. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
Ankle, yeah. It doesn't look like a really, really bad injury, but it gives Jurgen Klopp the chance to have a little chat with his captain Jordan Henderson, who's having a swig of water from a bottle there. Nesta Kobe Odoi. Manchester United need to remix their anthem, because we haven't been seeing the glory in a long while. That's glory, glory, Man United, in case you didn't know. Not much glory, Man United, at the moment, as we look at the replays of the 2 goals. The second one is just horrendous defending. Go on.
The thing about it, John, is as that ball's played in behind Harry Maguire is facing his own goal. He's about to try and flick it on the outside of his foot, out wide, not knowing what's out wide, because he's got his back to the whole of the pitch. So his starting position was rubbish. It was a poor starting position, because he couldn't see man and ball. He could only see David De Gea and the ball. So he started wrong. Luke Shaw's got sucked in. That was wrong as well. It was both of them at fault, starting with one, ending with the other.
Milner is off, and Curtis Jones is on. I mean, if anything, that's maybe going to give Manchester United a few more headaches. No disrespect to James Milner, but at 35, he employed primarily as a defensive midfield foil alongside Jordan Henderson. Curtis Jones is a more attack-minded player. As I mentioned, he's missed a couple of games through injury, but he's I would say more creative player potentially than James Milner.
I would say that what he is, Curtis Jones, is he's actually a midfield player. Don't put a sign on his head saying he's a defensive midfield player,
not. That's
or
what
an attacker. Yeah. So he is a midfield player.
He's adaptable.
He's adaptable as midfield players at one point, rather than being put out
pigeonholed.
there. Yeah, pigeonholed as that. And he's a very good player.
Here's Mason Greenwood for Manchester United. Edge of the penalty area, but forced to go back by Curtis Jones, who demonstrates just how adaptable he is there with some good defensive work. Rashford to Fernandes, far side. Good block by Naby Keita. Rashford has to sprint back and clip it back to Harry Maguire, who plays a good ball into Fernandes again, hugging that far touchline and finding Marcus Rashford wearing bright yellow boots today, as is Fred. Here's Scott McTominay, centre midfield for United. Fred gets it forward. Here's Rashford. It's taken off his toes by Naby Keita, who manages to toe poke it back to his goalkeeper. Chris Doran has given us a picture of him listening while driving up the East Coast. That must be a pleasant experience. Hello to you. Here's Fred back to Maguire. 28 minutes have been played at Old Trafford. The home crowd, who were very, very noisy when the game kicked off, are rather quieter now. Nothing they like less than losing to Liverpool, but they're having to get used to it these days. Here's Rashford, though. They need a goal to get themselves back in it somehow, but Rashford can't find the right pass. Cleared by Henderson. Rashford again just turns, or tries to turn, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Arnold stands up well, though, and it's come into McTominay in centre midfield. This has been the pattern of the last 5 minutes, hasn't it? United, plenty of possession, but no forward momentum. It's Fernandes finding Greenwood, edge of the penalty area. He shoots, and it's palmed away by Alisson for a corner. It didn't look as if it was a terribly threatening shot, but the keeper decided to push it behind rather than try and catch it, and United will have a corner kick.
At least it was something positive from Mason Greenwood. The ball goes into him, he manages to turn when he should never have been allowed to. He was just on the corner of the box, the right hand side, and it was looked like me going wide.
Here's the corner, strong header away by Firmino, and then given away by Lindelof. Naby Keita goes down. Get up, says Anthony Taylor, and play on, he says, which Manchester United do. Here's Lindelof finding Shaw, and Shaw's given it away, and it's Jota, and suddenly Liverpool are on the front foot again. Diogo Jota coming through midfield, finds Curtis Jones in a little bit of space inside the centre circle, just inside the United half. Henderson plays a short ball back to Van Dijk, and Liverpool, I think, sense there might be a sort of cut and thrust counter on, but they've calmed it down a little bit now. Here's Naby Keita into Firmino. Firmino's got Salah darting in front of him, but he's had to go back, and he finds Jota, and Jota gets to the edge of the box, and he finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's the cross, and it's scuffed by Fred rather than cleared, headed away by McTominay, and now it's Keita, and Henderson shoots, and in the end puts it wide. The difference I'm noticing here, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, is that Manchester United are spending hours and hours knocking the ball around and getting nowhere, and every time Liverpool get anywhere near the United box, there's some sort of pressure on the 6-yard area.
Yeah, because they've got players who, when they do pass, they pass with progress. They're looking for progress every time they pass, not passing for the sake of passing, and that's what United do. That's been their problem for a few years now, and it hasn't improved. That's why the likes of Ronaldo is not getting any opportunities.
There was a deflection. It's a corner from Alexander-Arnold, which is headed away by Maguire. Naby Keita knocks it back, and Firmino was there on the far post. It was a difficult one. It came at him very, very fast indeed, and he just couldn't quite get the right touch with his right foot. But again, Manchester United were found wanting defensively. Harry Maguire would have played him onside, wouldn't he?
Oh, do you know what?
Didn't retreat, Maguire.
John,
didn't advance,
I'm here spitting feathers. So I look at Harry Maguire, and he wants to moan because it got missed by Firmino, but he played him on.
Here's a disappointing ball by Mason Greenwood, cut out by Trent Alexander-Arnold. He finds Keita. Liverpool are comprehensively the better team. 31 minutes played. Firmino can't quite find Salah. This time Maguire does do his job well and gets a foot in and makes the interception. This is Rashford. What's he done there? Marcus Rashford. Here's Salah, tight angle, and De Gea rescues him. What on earth was Marcus Rashford doing there? He was inside the Liverpool half, and he played it back down the line some 30 yards without looking, and Salah is onto it. Difficult angle for him, found the shot, and De Gea has spared Marcus Rashford, gifting Liverpool a third.
That is almost reminiscent of I'm trying to think who it was during the Euros. It was, and I'm trying to think who just done that. Someone done Raheem Sterling.
For England,
yeah, Raheem Sterling did that against Germany and gave the ball to Thomas Muller.
That's right. Yes, he did. Yeah. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a great ball in towards Jota, and fair play to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who got across to cover. And United fans are trying to lift their team 13 minutes before half-time, but they look a sorry outfit, they really do. Ronaldo's barely had a touch. That's a terrible clearance now by De Gea. and they've invited Liverpool back on, and here's Keita, but the referee has spotted an infringement. I like the inherent sarcasm within this tweet from Nimale. United being shambolic is just amusing. Ollie is doing a fantastic job with his sidekick Harry Maguire. Iridian Theophilus also uses the word shambolic. A shambolic 25 minutes at Old Trafford. It's just that bad. Harry Maguire still at the heart of the problem. As I'm a Chelsea fan and love seeing United lose, this is just too much. It's too much in a good way. But yeah, I mean, even Chelsea fans almost feeling sympathy for United initially there. But I mean, shambolic is not too strong a word, really, is it?
No, it's not at all. It's just this has been as bad as I've ever seen it. I mean, United have struggled recently against Liverpool, and they've had to play in a certain way of more about survival to stay in games. But this is just the fact of they've been absolutely embarrassed just on the art of attacking football more than anything.
Yeah. Here's Ronaldo, who knows more about that than most. Finds Greenwood. That's a good ball by Greenwood into Fernandes. Fernandes tries to find Ronaldo, who can't get a touch. But that was much better from Manchester United. That was the most purposeful passage of play we've seen for them, I think, in the game.
Yeah, it's just about, they're just getting the ball wide more than anything. They're trying to look for Ronaldo. In the end of the day, you've got to look at what your strengths are. United's strength at the moment is finding Ronaldo in the box. And if that's what it's got to be that way, but they have to stick to it.
It was a vital touch, actually, by Robertson to take it away from Ronaldo. United have a corner. Shaw with the in-swinger, half cleared by Liverpool. It's not away yet. Maguire, and then Greenwood's taking it away from Rashford. Rashford's not happy about that because he was going to volley it and might well have scored, and Greenwood flew in and took the ball away from him inadvertently.
He did. It was just, again, it was a mess in the attacking box as what it's been in the defending box as well. And just seeing so many players off. And
probably offside.
May have been close, but I don't know what Luke Shaw was thinking at the end there. He's just, if he just kept his composure, he might have been able to keep possession, but I think the thought in his mind was, I'm going to go in there and whack as hard as I can, and while I'm there, I'm going to try and hurt Keita as well while I follow through. And Keita just stepped aside and said, go on.
Nick Falco likes your quote. He's quoted it, Paul. United have two holding defenders. What are they holding? Well, they'll be holding an inquiry, I would think, at half-time, won't they? Here's Mason Greenwood. That's a good ball infield to Fred, one of those two. Again, Henderson was there just to take it away from his England colleague, Marcus Rashford. Here's Keita for Liverpool. And interception, though, by McTominay. Here's Rashford. He's found Fernandes. This is encouraging. It's not a good ball by Fernandes to Ronaldo. He still managed to get possession, Ronaldo, but it was played a little bit behind him, and he's forced to go backwards, which is a shame from United's point of view. It's over the top from Fernandes to Rashford, who almost took the shot too early. He went for the volley, and it came off his toe, and as a result, there was very little power in it, and it just dribbled really into the gloves of Alisson.
What a fantastic ball that was by Fernandes. And Rashford, it's gone over the top, over his right shoulder, and he should have hit it with his left foot. He's tried to go with the volley it on the outside of his right foot. I'm sorry, I don't think he's got that in his locker to do that. He should have just made good contact with his left foot, aiming to hit the target.
There's Jordan Henderson for Liverpool, centre midfield. A little flurry from United, but Liverpool have weathered that pretty comfortably, and they're now looking to create some more mayhem at the other end. Robertson, though, back to Konate, who has had a very assured third appearance for Liverpool, formerly of Sochaux in France and Leipzig in Germany.
The thing about it as well, he's come into this game and he looks like he's been there at least a season.
He does.
In a game like this, he looks like when he should have been worked a little bit to find him out.
Yeah, it's been too comfortable, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Curtis Jones, the Liverpool sub, finding Jordan Henderson. Now it's Henderson just sizing his options up. He's gone back to Konate, who finds Alexander-Arnold. Henderson moves into some space in midfield and finds Firmino. It's far too easy for Liverpool, isn't it? They're just finding gaps and knocking the ball at will. There's a through ball towards Salah. That was well played by Lindelof. But again, it's a hoof up field. He made the interception and then just decided to get rid. Here's Firmino again, finding Henderson. Now Keita, back to Firmino once more. Now Salah, little back heel into Firmino. This is wonderful football from Liverpool. Salah can't quite finish it. Keita might. Salah! 3-0! He scored again! 10 consecutive matches for Mo Salah, and given that it's against Manchester United, that particular goal will probably mean more than most. And I tell you what, that is an absolutely fabulous team goal, and when you string pass after pass after pass together, the one man you want on the end of it is Mohamed Salah, and he has buried the ball into the net, and it is Manchester United 0, Liverpool 3.
Well, the ridiculous thing about it is that he's played the ball through and it's got blocked, and someone's had a shot. Can't see who's actually initially has the shot. It was him who has the shot, Salah, I should say, and he's gone out wide to Keita, and he's just spun. As he's had the shot, he has spun, and he is the first man to the ball, when in theory he was the fifth person behind that ball. The other four were Manchester United defenders. Not one of them beat him to that ball. That's called an appetite, by the way. That is someone who is so selfish to score goals, and he is still a team player because he gave Keita a goal when he could have took it on himself.
Yes, and he's now the outright top scorer in the Premier League with 8. Jamie Vardy didn't score for Leicester earlier, so he's overtaken him. What he's also done with that goal, Mo Salah, he's become the first Liverpool player ever to score in 3 consecutive league games at Old Trafford. He's now scored 5 career goals against United, and well, 2-0 is bad enough, but 3-0 6 minutes down before half time is calamitous, to say the least. And I mean, the scoreline, it just doesn't lie, does it? What's happening now, I think, is that Liverpool are now so far above Manchester United in terms of the way they play that it's almost like watching Liverpool play, you know, pardon the expression, a humdrum mid-table Premier League team, not a team who've won the title 20 times.
Well, at the moment in time, United's form, that's offside.
Oh, here's yes, he's miles offside.
United's
Ronaldo.
form has been about a mid-table team, to be perfectly honest. That's the form's been that way. I keep saying it, and people keep shooting me down. You can't go into games of this magnitude off the back of poor performances. It just doesn't work. No confidence is inbuilt with the players. None of these players went onto that pitch today believing they could beat Liverpool. No. That would have been impossible. If anyone did, one player might do it, Ronaldo, but he's inbuilt himself to actually analyse himself and tell himself and focus positive. But I think he knows himself, he would have been lying to himself.
Very angry Manchester United fan has tweeted, Benjamin Frimpong, I've always said Manchester United have no manager, they're playing without any formation. What is this club legend agenda all about? A shambolic and stupid performance every game. How on earth is Ole still United manager? That's from obviously a United fan who is utterly dispirited.
It's going to get worse now. This is going to be.
If they get 5 or 6, I mean, and they could, it really will be a total embarrassment.
It will be. I mean, to be honest, everyone. I turned around and said, in that European game, everyone's talking about they've done this and that. I said, you can't keep doing it. That game was irrelevant, that game in Europe, because Atalanta should never have been allowed to go 2-0 up. They should never allow Manchester United to come back. And United, instead of being honest about it and talking about it as a negative, a positive in a win, a negative in everything else, they haven't done that. He hasn't done that. Ole never done that.
I mean, I think you do have to question the manager, because when you look at the team that starts today, I mean, Liverpool, we know they're in the better form, and we know that the front three have been absolutely outstanding, whether it's Jota or Mane. But, you know, it's not a bad United team. He's got Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, regulars for England, European Championship finalists. He's got Mason Greenwood, one of the best young talents in English football. He's got Bruno Fernandes, whose record speaks for himself. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo, who many would say is the best player of all time. He's got Marcus Rashford, who is, again, an absolutely outstanding young striker. Paul Pogba is on the bench. Jesse Lingard is on the bench. Edinson Cavani is on the bench. This is not surely a team that somebody could turn into something a lot better than this.
I think you're right in certain ways, but I still don't think the ingredients, if I was looking at it and that was in a cookery book and everything, the ingredients still wouldn't be good enough to make anything that's going to...
But surely they could be blended better than they are at the moment.
Definitely at this moment in time.
Soggy pudding,
at the moment, there's oil and waters that would actually get together better than what this team is at this moment in time. There's nothing there. I look at the bench and I'm seeing Michael Carrick there and I'm seeing the other fella, Kieran, somebody, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not seeing any personalities there. I'm not seeing anybody I look at and say, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Just look at coaches now, because people do look at coaches. In my time, it was all about the players and the manager, not coaches. You look at it now, and it's just not good enough. You want someone there who has got a bit of substance about him. And those two haven't got it.
No, the players don't look inspired. That's what I'm saying. I think there are very talented players. But, I mean, when you look at Liverpool and the way they play and the way Klopp has got them going, obviously Guardiola at City and Tuchel at Chelsea, you said it earlier, those three teams, they're streets above United, aren't they? It's streets above.
Yeah, that's true, and they can lose a game of football, but you can still see something there.
Yes.
You know there's something there. It's just been a bad day at the office. United, lucky enough, have had bad days at the office, but they've won a few games. But when it's really mattered and they've gone into the big games, they've got a few wins out of them, but they're just hanging in there. Yeah. They're just getting by on individual brilliance in the end.
Well, here's Firmino tussling with McTominay. McTominay's won that battle, but Firmino battles back a free kick, which is quickly taken by Fred, who finds Fernandes. It might have been better for Fred maybe to wait a bit. He's got it back in midfield, and Maguire has it. The one thing we don't really get is a lot of anti-Solskjaer feeling from the United fans. Here's Rashford, edge of the area. It's Shaw out wide, poor ball, and Liverpool will clear easily. We're in the last minute of the 45. Mo Salah now has 13 goals in 13 games in all competitions this season. As I mentioned, he's 8th in the Premier League. Here's Rashford. It's a good run. He gets to the byline, but he can't find Ronaldo, and Curtis Jones did well to nip in there and nick it away. That was a bit better from United. Rashford, a lot more positive than before. Clever dummy though on the counter from Salah, and this is where Manchester United could suffer. Curtis Jones has it in midfield. He finds Diogo Jota. Jota driven a little bit wide, has a look up and slips it through to Robertson, who cuts it back, and it just evades Salah. And then Fernandes finds Rashford, and we go into the stoppage time period. They've only got a minute, I think, but here's Greenwood. The goal would be something. Ronaldo denied by Alisson. Ronaldo made a good run.
Ooh.
And hang on, he's kicked Curtis Jones. Ronaldo's in trouble here, surely. He lost the ball, he kicked out at Curtis Jones. He could go.
That wasn't good.
This could be a big decision for the referee, Anthony Taylor. He's an experienced ref, and I think Ronaldo should be sent off. There was a tangle of legs between Curtis Jones, who didn't do an awful lot wrong. I don't think the Liverpool substitute.
He did nothing wrong.
And Ronaldo has kicked out, and Anthony Taylor is walking towards Ronaldo. Could this be about to get worse?
It's
a yellow. I think he's lucky.
He's so lucky.
The Liverpool fans are booing.
So lucky.
This is something we haven't quite seen a replay of. We're going to see one now, Paul.
Ooh.
Oh, he swung up. And he's kicked him. He should go. It's ridiculous. How is he not sent off for that? The first challenge was clumsy, and then he kicked it. Well, he's kicked. I suppose he's kicked the ball.
Yeah, but still, it makes no difference.
Yeah, it's aggressive. He hasn't actually kicked. To be fair, he's actually kicked the ball, which was squashed under Jones's body. So from the angle we initially saw it, maybe it looked worse. Jordan Henderson is talking to Anthony Taylor. VAR does not appear to have got involved, which they can for a potential red card. And Anthony Taylor has gone for yellow. Debatable, I would say. That was one of those ones where some referees might have given a red card for the level of aggression.
I think the fourth official would have done.
Well, the fourth official today is Mike Dean. Yeah, he probably would have done. Yeah, fair point. But I think Ronaldo's lucky. Oh, and now that's a high challenge from Fred on Jota.
We've seen
and that's
people
going to
sent
be a
off for
yellow
that.
card as well. I wouldn't say potentially a sending off there. I think it was just a little bit rash and clumsy, but certainly it was worth a yellow.
But if we're going back and we're looking at situations, Griezmann's sending off.
Yeah.
He weren't going to kick the ball, he was going to control it on the top of his foot, and he gets sent off.
Yeah, no, I take your point.
So I'm not saying I want that, because Fred never meant that, he's just clumsy.
That, of course, was in Liverpool's game against Atletico Madrid. You're right, he didn't actually make, Keita's down, there didn't seem to be too much contact. But United, are they losing the plot, Paul, though? Because we've got Ronaldo with petulance and Fred with over-aggression. Is this just simply they are utterly embarrassed and they are reacting badly to that situation?
Yeah, they're playing poor, they're embarrassed, they're 3-0 down, mistakes all over the place, people passing the buck. And to be honest, if you've been in the game a long time, you're out of it now, and you're looking at this, all been there in this situation at some point. I've definitely been there in games like this and all I want to do sometimes, I want it over and done with as quick as possible, because you can't see a recovery. You just don't believe you can change it. Liverpool are too far in control of the game. The moment you go and chase it, they'll just go and they'll bypass you, and all of a sudden you're out of the game and you're leaving your team in limbo because you've gone charging forward because you've lost your composure in the game.
Effia Lydia has tweeted a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo on his haunches with his hands on his knees and his head bowed with the simple tweet, "It's not good enough." Certainly not good enough for Manchester United. They've been totally outplayed. Here's Firmino finding Robertson. Is Firmino going to make it worse? Salah! It's 4! Stoppage time at the end of the first half. Mo Salah's got his second and Liverpool's fourth, and Manchester United are being utterly humiliated at Old Trafford. This is more like Chelsea against Norwich than Manchester United against Liverpool, because it is Manchester United 0, Liverpool 4. You sound speechless.
I am.
Are you speechless?
I totally am. I used the word about 30 seconds ago about embarrassed. I need to work on my vocabulary and grammar and try and find a worse word than that, because this is, I can't find the word. It's
mortified.
It's just absolutely incredible. I didn't see United winning this game, but I thought with a bit of fight, they would maybe stay in the game and might get something. Christ, it's just this thing. Yeah. I would never believe that United were going to get beaten. Teams can score 4 against you, but teams cannot score 4 against you like this. This is horrendous.
Incredible.
Everything.
Now there are boos, and there have to be, as Solskjaer walks off. It's been an utter humiliation for Manchester United, who are trailing to goals by Naby Keita, Diogo Jota and a Mohamed Salah double. Solskjaer's making the walk of shame towards the tunnel. It has been an utter capitulation. Liverpool have been brilliant. United have been absolutely abject. At half-time, it's Manchester United 0, Liverpool 4 on Premier League Live.